people don't really visit Cherokee, North Carolina. They drive through it. It's the last town before the Smokies on this side of the mountains, so they stop for gas, grab a souvenir off the main drag, maybe snap a photo, and keep going. And the ones who do stop usually think of it as one of two things: a casino or a row of gift shops. Here's what they're missing. Cherokee isn't a pit stop. It's the capital of a sovereign nation, the home of the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians, on land they've held for thousands of years. It's also the quietest, greenest gateway into Great Smoky Mountains National Park, the one without the bumper-to-bumper traffic you get over in Gatlinburg, which means if you slow down and actually spend a day or two here, you get two completely different trips stacked on top of each other. A living native culture that goes back 13,000 years, and some of the best wild scenery in the eastern United States. So this is the version of Cherokee the through traffic never sees. We'll go in the order that actually flows, starting in the heart of town and working our way up into the mountains, so you're never doubling back for no reason. And I'll be straight with you the whole way about what's worth your money and what's just there to sell you a rubber tomahawk. Stick with me, and you'll find out why your state fishing license is worthless the moment you arrive. How to stand eye to eye with a 700-pound wild elk. Why there's a 120-foot waterfall worth climbing 161 steps for. And how the highest peak in the whole park just got its real name back after more than a century. Let's start where you should always start in a place like this, by figuring out where you actually are. 1. The Museum of the Cherokee People. Before you do a single other thing, go here. The Museum of the Cherokee People sits right in the middle of town at 589 Sallie Boulevard, and it's the one stop that makes everything else you do in Cherokee mean something. Walk in cold, and the mountains are just pretty. Walk in after an hour here, and you understand whose mountains they are. It was founded back in 1948, which makes it one of the oldest tribal museums in the country, and in 2023, it changed its name from the old Museum of the Cherokee Indian to the Museum of the Cherokee People. A small shift that says a lot about who's telling the story now. Inside, you walk through thousands of years of Cherokee history, from the earliest people in these mountains, through the language and the legends, all the way to the Trail of Tears and the families who hid in these hills rather than be removed, and on into the thriving nation that's here today. It doesn't flinch from the hard parts, and it doesn't freeze the Cherokee in the past either. It's open every day from 9 in the morning to 5 in the evening, with the last tickets sold at 4. Admission is $15 for adults, $8 for kids, and free for those 5 and under. Give yourself at least an hour, more if you're a reader, because there's a lot on these walls worth slowing down for. The museum tells you the story inside a building, but just up the hill, you can walk straight into it. 2. Oconaluftee Indian Village. Follow Drama Road, up the hillside behind the museum, and you arrive at the Oconaluftee Indian Village, a recreation of a Cherokee community as it would have looked in the 1700s. And it's one of the best living history experiences you'll find anywhere. This isn't a glass case. Cherokee guides walk you through a real village where people are actually doing the work, shaping a dugout canoe by burning and scraping it out, weaving baskets from river cane, making pottery, chipping arrowheads, dancing. You can ask questions, and the answers come from people whose families have done these things for generations. The village runs its 2026 season from April 21st through October 31st. And it's closed on Sundays and a few Mondays, so it's a warm weather stop. Tickets are $25 for adults, a little less for seniors and kids, and free for the little ones. The guided tour takes about 45 minutes to an hour. And then there are short demonstrations and storytelling sessions, usually around noon and 3 in the afternoon. One thing to know going in: it's an outdoor walking tour on a mulched path, so wear real shoes and check the sky before you go. And that same hillside has one more way to tell this story, but you'll have to come back after dark. 3. Unto these hills, right next to the village, on that same hill up Drama Road, is the Mountainside Theatre, an open-air amphitheatre built into the trees. And on summer nights, it puts on Unto These Hills, an outdoor drama that's been running since 1950, making it one of the longest-running shows of its kind in the entire country. It tells the story of the Cherokee people across centuries, building to the Trail of Tears and the removal of the 1830s, and the families who stayed behind to become the Eastern Band. It's performed under the stars by a largely Cherokee cast, with fire and drums and real emotional weight. And seeing it on the very ground where this history happened hits differently than any movie could. The 2026 season runs from May 30th through August 22nd, every night except Sunday. The box office opens at 4. Gates open at 7. There's pre-show entertainment around 7:30, and the show itself starts at 8 and runs about 2 hours with one intermission. General admission is $35 for adults, with reserved seating and VIP options for a bit more. Bring a light layer even in summer, because the mountain air cools off fast once the sun's gone. By now you've heard the Cherokee story told 3 different ways. To take a piece of it home with you, head back down the hill. 4. Qualla Arts and Crafts Mutual. Right across from the museum sits the Qualla Arts and Crafts Mutual, and this is where you do your souvenir shopping, full stop. A quick word about that main strip in town first. A lot of what's for sale is mass-produced stuff that has nothing to do with the Cherokee, and was probably made on the other side of the planet. The Qualla Co-op is the opposite of that. It's a genuine artists' cooperative, founded in 1946, with hundreds of enrolled Eastern Band members selling work they made themselves. White oak and river cane baskets, hand-coiled pottery, wood carvings, beadwork, masks, jewellery. It's free to walk in and look around, and they're open 7 days a week most of the year. These aren't cheap trinkets, and they shouldn't be, because you're buying real craft, and the money goes straight back to the artist and the community. There's even a small exhibit area showing how the pieces are made, so you understand what you're holding. Buy one good basket here, and you'll have it for the rest of your life, and you'll have actually supported the people whose home you're visiting. With the culture under your belt, it's time to step outside. Because in Cherokee, outside is really the whole point. And the easiest place to start is right in the middle of town, down by the river. 5. Oconaluftee Islands Park and the Cherokee Bonfire. The Oconaluftee River runs right through the center of Cherokee, and at Oconaluftee Islands Park on Sali Boulevard, there's a grassy island in the middle of it, connected by footbridges, with picnic tables, shade, and easy spots to wade in. On a hot afternoon, you'll see families splashing in the shallows, kids skipping rocks, people just sitting with their feet in the cold mountain water. It's free, it's right downtown, and it's the kind of unhurried hour that a fast trip never makes room for. Stick around past dinner in the summer and you get something special. On select evenings, the park hosts the Cherokee Bonfire, where everyone gathers around a real fire and a Cherokee storyteller shares legends passed down through the generations, usually from around 7 to 9 at night. It's free, it's open to anyone, and it's genuinely magic for kids and adults alike. The schedule shifts by season, so it's worth a quick call to the Cherokee Welcome Center to see which nights it's running while you're in town. That river you've been sitting beside is famous for something else too, and you don't need to be an expert to give it a shot. 6. Fish the Cherokee waters. Cherokee is one of the best trout fishing spots in the southern Appalachians, and the reason why is pure tribal ingenuity. The Eastern Band runs its own fish hatchery and stocks roughly 30 miles of streams across the Qualla boundary, with hundreds of thousands of trout a year. So the water here is loaded in a way most public streams just aren't. Now, here's the part people get wrong, and it's the kind of thing that ends a fishing trip before it starts. A North Carolina state fishing license does not work here. Because this is sovereign tribal land, you need a Cherokee tribal permit instead, and no other license is accepted. The good news is, they're easy to get, sold by the day or the year online at fishcherokee.com and at shops all over town, with day permits starting in the mid-teens. Anyone 12 and up needs one. If you're a fly angler chasing a trophy, there's a famous 2.2-mile catch-and-release stretch of Raven Fork, just up from where the Blue Ridge Parkway crosses it, full of big, wary fish. That stretch needs an extra special use permit on top of the regular one. Prices do change, so confirm the current rates on fishcherokee.com before you buy. Now, follow that same Oconaluftee River upstream, just a couple of miles north of town, and the buildings fall away and you cross into one of the great national parks in America. 7. The Oconaluftee Visitor Center and Mountain Farm Museum. 2 miles north of downtown on Highway 441, you reach the Oconaluftee Visitor Center, the main gateway into Great Smoky Mountains National Park on the North Carolina side. It's a beautiful stone and timber building with helpful rangers, free maps, clean restrooms, and exhibits on both the Cherokee and the early mountain settlers, and it's the perfect place to get your bearings before heading deeper into the park. Right beside it is the Mountain Farm Museum, an open-air collection of real log buildings, a farmhouse, a barn, a blacksmith shop, a spring house, most of them dating to around 1900, gathered here so you can wander through and see how mountain families actually lived a century ago. Both are free, and the grounds are open year-round, one important thing for the whole park, and it catches a lot of visitors off guard. Entering Great Smoky Mountains National Park is completely free. There's no entrance gate. But if you want to park for more than 15 minutes anywhere in the park, you need a parking tag. They cost $5 for the day, $15 for the week, or $40 for the whole year. And you can grab one right here at the visitor center, at a kiosk, or online before you come. Vehicles with a disabled plate or placard are exempt. And the real reason to time your visit here for early morning or the hour before sunset is standing in the field right next door. 8. Watch for elk. In the wide meadow beside the visitor center, you'll very likely see elk, and they are enormous. These animals were wiped out of these mountains generations ago and were brought back to the park in 2001, and they've thrived, with the herd now grazing the Oconaluftee fields almost daily. A big bull can top 700 pounds, and in the fall rut, you'll hear the males bugling, a high, eerie call that carries right across the valley. It is one of the best wildlife shows in the East, and it's free. Your best odds are early in the morning right after sunrise, or in the last hour or two before sunset, when they come out to feed. Just remember, these are genuinely wild animals, not a petting zoo. Park rules require you to stay at least 50 yards back, about the length of half a football field, and rangers do enforce it. So use your zoom and keep your distance for your safety and theirs. In the evenings, the field gets so popular, it creates what locals call an elk jam, so be patient with the traffic. Half a mile further up the road, the park hides a quiet working piece of the past. 9. Mingus Mill. Just half a mile north of the visitor center, a short walk off the road brings you to Mingus Mill, a water-powered grist mill that's been standing since 1886. Instead of the big wooden wheel you might picture, this one runs on a cast-iron turbine, channeling creek water down a long wooden flume to turn the millstones inside. The historic interior is currently closed to the public, while it undergoes an extensive preservation and rehabilitation project. Visitors can still admire the beautifully preserved exterior and enjoy the peaceful creekside setting. It's free, and even with the restoration work underway, it's a quick stop, maybe 20 or 30 minutes, but a lovely, low-key one. The short path along the creek is pretty in its own right, making it a worthwhile place to stretch your legs before continuing your journey. For the single most dramatic sight near town, though, you'll head back toward Cherokee and turn up a narrow road onto tribal land again. 10. Mingo Falls. Back on the edge of town, off Big Cove Road about 5 miles from the center of Cherokee, is Mingo Falls, and it's one of the tallest and most spectacular waterfalls in the southern Appalachians. The Cherokee name means Big Bear, and you'll understand the reputation the moment you see it. Water tumbling around 120 feet straight down a wall of mossy granite, throwing spray and noise everywhere, with a wooden bridge at the base that puts you right in front of it. Now, fair warning, the hike itself is short, only about a quarter mile, but it starts with 161 steep steps straight up, and they'll get your heart going. Climb them anyway. The payoff hits you the second you reach the top. It's on the Qualla boundary, rather than inside the national park, so you don't need a parking tag here, and it's free, with a small lot right by the trailhead. Go early in the morning if you can. The light is softer, the crowds are thinner, and on a cool day there's often mist hanging in the gorge that makes the whole thing feel otherworldly. If a steep little climb isn't your speed, the other way to take in this landscape is from behind the wheel. 11. Drive up to Kuwohi. From Cherokee, point the car north on Highway 441, the Newfound Gap Road, and climb. This is one of the most beautiful drives in the country, winding up through the heart of the Smokies. And in about 18 miles, you reach Newfound Gap, the high pass on the North Carolina-Tennessee line, where you can stand with one foot in each state. Keep going, and a side road takes you to Kuwohi, the highest point in the entire park, at 6,643 feet. You may know this peak by its old name, Clingman's Dome, but in September 2024, its original Cherokee name was officially restored. Kuwohi means mulberry place. It's a sacred mountain to the Cherokee, the highest point in their entire traditional homeland, a place their medicine people once climbed to seek guidance. Standing up there, you feel why. From the parking area, a steep, paved half-mile path climbs to a spiral observation tower with a 360-degree view that stretches for miles over wave after wave of blue ridges. A couple of things to plan around. It's often 10 to 20 degrees cooler up top, so bring a layer even in July. And the road up to Kuwohi closes for the winter, usually from December through March, so it's a spring through fall trip. If you'd rather take the long, slow, scenic way back, the Blue Ridge Parkway's southern end is right by the Oconaluftee Visitor Center, and a short drive east on Highway 19 toward Maggie Valley brings you to Soko Falls, a pretty double waterfall with a quick overlook. And when the sun finally drops behind those ridges, Cherokee has one more side to show you, back down in town. 12. Harrah's Cherokee Casino Resort. After a day in the mountains, the lights of Harrah's Cherokee Casino Resort are a different world entirely, and it's worth seeing even if you never place a bet. Owned by the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians and run by Caesars, it's the largest hotel in North Carolina, with around 1,800 rooms across 4 towers, and it anchors the modern side of Cherokee. The thing most people don't realize is how much there is to do here that has nothing to do with gambling. The 3,000-seat event center pulls in big-name concerts and comedians all year. The names that have played here range from Dolly Parton to Alicia Keys. There's a serious lineup of restaurants, from a Guy Fieri kitchen to an Asheville brew pub, a full spa, and a big bowling and arcade entertainment center that's great for families. The casino floor itself is open around the clock, but you do have to be 21 or older to step onto it, and they'll check your ID. And there's a bigger story underneath all those lights worth knowing. The revenue from this place funds an enormous amount of life on the Qualla boundary, from the schools and the hospital to direct payments shared among tribal members. So when you spend an evening here, you're seeing how a sovereign nation built a modern economy on its own terms, and that's the Cherokee almost nobody slows down enough to see. Think about the day you just had. You started with a 13,000-year-old story told by the people who lived it. walked through an 18th century village, watched a waterfall thunder down a sacred mountain's flank, stood eye to eye with a wild elk, climbed to a peak the Cherokee hold holy, and ended the night in a resort that helps fund the whole nation's future. All of it in and around one small town that most travelers blow past in under an hour. One honest caveat before you go. Parts of the main strip are pure tourist kitsch. The old roadside chief photo stuff is a relic that doesn't represent anyone. And in peak summer and during the fall leaf season, those park roads can crawl. That's just the reality of a beautiful place near a very popular park. But the real Cherokee, the living one, is incredibly easy to find the moment you look just past the gift shops, and it's far richer than the through traffic will ever guess. So next time, don't just drive through. Stay a day, stay two. Cherokee will give you a whole lot more than a tank of gas and a souvenir. Take care out there and enjoy the mountains.